Hey there, and welcome back to the Homemade Haven. My name is Brooke, and today I'm going to take you guys back into our Airbnb property. It is turnover day, and I'm also training a friend who's going to be hopefully taking over the cleaning for us in the future, as we'll be moving once the new house is ready, and we'll have two properties at that time that need cleaning, and it's just going to be too much for me between homesteading and living, an extra 20 minutes away. So I thought I would take you guys along today to show you exactly how we turn over everything that we clean, every detail that we put into it, all of the items that we stock in our Airbnb as far as like amenities and that sort of thing. I know a lot of you were asking on our last Airbnb video about a cleaning checklist. So I have created one, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like, and also have a link in the description below so that you can print one off yourself, and hopefully that helps you manage your property if this is something that you're looking forward to doing in the future. So the guests that just checked out have been here for about a month or so. They were in between houses waiting for a certain property to open up for them. So they had 2 children and a brand new baby. They just had a baby while they were here, and a large service dog. So I'm hoping and praying that everything is good inside. It's always, kind of a roulette whenever you open that front door and take a look inside for the first time. Some people treat their homes or their stays away from home different than others. So it's always a surprise when we open that front door. So praying that they left it in good condition and that this will be an easy turnover. We do some extra in-depth cleaning after people have stayed for a whole month, and just our once a month routines, which we'll get into here in a little bit. So let's go in and see what we're working with. So after the first look, everything looks really good for 1 month long. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. We have begun with stripping what was left on the beds and getting all of the soiled linens out of the bathtubs. We ask our guests to put everything into the bathtub so we can designate what's dirty and what's not. After a month-long stay, we just go ahead and usually wash most everything because it gets dirty, especially with kids and animals. On top of that, it's just time to wash them for our next guest. So we have started putting things into our bags to take home to do the laundry later. Just going around and getting any pillowcases that were left on the beds, any washcloths, that sort of thing, getting them all out of the way so that we can start to clean the rooms one by one. So once we have removed all of the linens, I go ahead and start in the bathrooms and just give it a really good scrub. Sinks, mirrors, toilets, tubs. If the walls need any wiping down, fronts of the cabinets. And also, since it's been a month since our last clean, we're gonna go ahead and sweep off baseboards too, because they do accumulate dust over time. Also, while you're at it, notice if you need to change out any light bulbs or any other maintenance issues. We did go ahead and remove the internal liner from our snap-on shower curtain here, since it had been a month and it was starting to look a little bit dingy. Every so often I do wash the entire shower curtain, but I had just did that last time, so it still looks good and fresh. These things are really nice to have. One thing that we've been adding to our bathrooms that actually gives it a nice fresh touch and also helps to preserve the cleanliness of our toilet are these little toilet tabs. This location has some really like crusty water. So if the toilet sits for so long, it gets that nasty mineral ring around the water line. So we just add these little tabs in there and it just helps to keep it fresh and to help break down that mineral line. So it's a lot easier whenever it comes time to clean. All right, so once our bathrooms are good and scrub clean, we're gonna go ahead and restock with our towels, washcloths, and our little soap kits, toilet paper, and trash bags. We like to supply these little hygiene kits. They're really convenient. They've got a little conditioning shampoo, lotion, and bath soap in there. And most people usually bring their own stuff, but these are nice to have on hand if they're traveling and just didn't have time or the space to pack anything to bring. We usually leave 2 rolls of toilet paper per bathroom and 2 extra trash bags per trash can. And then we supply 4 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 4 washcloths. That's usually plenty for most of our stays. And as I mentioned in our other video, most people will end up washing the stuff if they're here for more than a couple weeks. So we don't ever have any complaints about this not being enough stock during people's stay. So I wanted to show you guys this cool little trick that I found online. I'm actually back in my bathroom at our house because I forgot to record this at the Airbnb. So you guys got a kick out of the little toilet paper fancy folding that Reagan did on our last Airbnb video, and I saw this little trick online and decided to try it, and I think it's actually really cute. Okay, so if you have a roll of toilet paper that still has a good amount on it that you don't want to waste, that you want to put back out for your guests, you can turn on your faucet so you get the faucet nice and wet, and then you take the toilet paper where the line is and you just go right up underneath the faucet and boop, and it makes a stamp. Isn't that cool? And I'll show you guys what it looks like once it's dry, because it's kind of hard to tell when it's wet. It just looks like wet toilet paper. But once it's dry, it leaves this little like seal on there, and it looks like you use some kind of special tool or whatever, and all it was the sink faucet. All right, once our bathrooms are clean, we're ready to move on to the bedrooms. And these are pretty simple. We have them already stripped down all of the used linens and stuff, so it really should just be a good wipe down dusting, and then just making the beds back up and taking care of the floors. Now I do a quick scan of the room to see if there's any like smudgy handprints or anything on the wall that might need taking care of. If there are any of our decorations that are moved to other rooms, we go ahead and put those back in place. And the only thing that we stock in the bedrooms are a box of tissues, and that's really about it. All right, now that the bedrooms are all clean and the floors are getting wrapped up, we're going to move into the living areas. And usually the kitchen is probably one of the worst spaces, just because people, if they're here for a while especially, will have cooked, and sometimes they leave a mess. So that is the next phase in our cleaning. So we're going to check the dishwasher. We do ask them to go ahead and run the dishwasher as they leave with any dirty dishes that they might have left. We do leave dishwashing tabs so that they can use that to do so. So we'll unload the dishwasher, get those all back where they belong. We check the refrigerator, make sure there's no food that's left in there. Check the oven, the microwave, check the coffee pot, make sure there's no grounds left in there and that the pot looks nice and clean. And then I just do like a quick inventory of all of our cabinets, make sure that everything is still good and organized and that there's nothing that looks broken or dirty that needs to be replaced. And then once those things are done, we'll go ahead and wipe down all of the counters, the sink, the oven tops, the faces of all the appliances. I have a stainless spray that I use on our stainless steel to make it nice and clean and streak free. And then we fill up our welcome basket, which I will show you what that looks like when we get to it. Then we're gonna walk around to the walls, and if there's any splatters or splashes of anything, we're just gonna go ahead and knock it off. And the same for the cabinets and the trash can lid. And then I do also check the washer and dryer too. Sometimes they get a little dusty, so I just give them a quick wipe down so that they look nice and presentable. Okay, we're ready to put our welcome basket together. And all we do is we put our check-in, check-out sheet here, which has our Wi-Fi information, what we ask them to do whenever they check out, that sort of thing. Just kind of an easy checklist there. And then we do have a guest book. Not a lot of people ever leave anything in here. Maybe they will one day. Just kind of set it up. We put a whole roll of paper towels. Then we leave 2 extra kitchen trash bags, 2 packets of coffee. I saw somebody leave snacks in theirs and I thought that was a really good idea. I think I'm gonna...
Maybe granola bars?
Yeah, granola bars, bag of chips, something like that. And then we have 2 of our laundry pods and 2 of the dishwashing tabs. Just sit right in there. And then 2 towels that they can use for drying dishes or wiping things down, whatever they need to do with that. And that is it. Simple. You can make it more detailed if you want to. In the bathrooms, we do add makeup removers, which I don't remember seeing. Do you remember seeing that in there?
No.
So that's something that a lot of people will add in their welcome basket, or like single-use makeup removers to kind of save your washcloths and stuff. We keep those in the bathroom, but you could add those in here too. Like I said, some snacks, maybe bottles of water, that sort of thing. But this is how we do ours, just nice and simple. And that is it. All right, so we have wrapped up our turnover clean. There's only a few things that I'm gonna have to come back later in this week, which luckily we live right down the street now, so I'm gonna have to come clean up some dog poop that they left in the backyard and just return some pillow covers and that sort of thing before our next guest checks in. But this is what it looks like once it's all cleaned and put back in order. Everything's nice and neat. We usually have a blanket that sits over there for cuddling up on the couch, but it's dirty. So kitchen's all nice, organized, clean, put back together. You see our welcome basket there. We make sure all the doors are locked. We make sure that our utility closet is locked and the keys are put back in the key box. Make sure you go back and see our other video to get more details on that. Front bedroom, all clean, restocked with tissue. Spare bathroom, clean. We got our soaps. I gotta get an air freshener for both of them because apparently they were all used last time. And then we have our towels restocked there and underneath the cabinet here. We have our air conditioner set to 69 on the heat because it is the cooler season right now, and we usually leave the heat on about 68, 69 during the winter months, and then 73 degrees during the summer with air conditioner. Then we have our master bedroom all put back together. Master bathroom. Nice and neat, fresh rugs, fresh curtains, new toilet paper. I like to leave the blinds just cracked a little bit so that it does let in some nice natural light to show the area really pretty. Whenever people come in the door, I leave the fans on to keep some air moving, and we do have a little Febreze plug-in here by the front door so that you get a nice fresh smell as soon as you walk in the door. Whew. So we have wrapped it up at the Airbnb, and I'm back over at our current townhouse that we're living in, the one that we will eventually turn into our second Airbnb. These are actually really great little properties. They're only 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, less than 1,000 square feet townhomes. It just makes the cleaning and turnover process so quick and easy, which is great because the less time that we're actually there, the more profitable it is for us, time, energy, and money-wise. So as you saw, everything is pretty basic as far as the turnover goes. It's just like cleaning your own house, as well as looking for some extra things that need to be taken care of, such as marks on the walls or the baseboards or the doors. We're just trying to make it as clean as possible because you really do get rated on how well your Airbnb is cleaned. And that's the first thing that people notice when they walk through the front door. They want it to smell nice, they want the floors to be clean, they want counters to be wiped off, no bugs, no hairs. I mean, you just have to think, like, when you go off and stay somewhere, what are the things that you look for? And that's really what we do with our Airbnb. We just try and make it as pristine as possible. So as you saw, we go through and we clean each room, each bathroom. Sometimes it's more extensive than others, just depending on the length of the stay beforehand and whether the previous guest cleaned up after themselves or not. And sometimes we have guests that will stay for a month or two at a time and literally never wipe a counter off, never sweep the floor. And you know, that's all factored into our cleaning fees. We do charge a little bit more for stays that are over 5 days and over 3 weeks. So we do get compensated a little bit more for those because they do tend to be more work. And as you saw, once everything is good and wiped down, scrubbed, cleaned really well, we go through and restock all of the items that we provide, all of our amenities. And I will put that in the description below in case you want to make a list of things to keep on hand. The only thing, like I mentioned, that we were out of that we couldn't restock this time was our air fresheners for the bathroom. So I'm gonna have to get some of those next time I do an order. Also, I like to do a closet inventory to make sure that we have all of the cleaning goods that we need. We were running a little bit low on some bathroom cleaners, so I'll put that on my list as well, so that next time we come in, we'll have everything restocked and ready to go. And it's just better to do a closet inventory every time you come in to the Airbnb so that if you need to order anything online, you can account for how many days worth of shipping it's gonna take to get back to you. So that's really about it. I do have a cleaning checklist that I've made up for my friend who's going to be taking over our cleaning that I will share in the description below, like I mentioned. And hopefully that will help you with your properties as well. And it's just a good overall cleaning checklist. There might be some things that you need to add or take away just depending on how your property is laid out, or if you have more decorations that need to be adjusted or dusted, cleaned, whatever. Just take that into consideration. This is just a very basic list, and it goes from floor to ceiling, and a lot of it, like I mentioned before, is going to be as needed. So we're not dusting fans every single time we have a turnover, or even baseboards. If we only have a 2-night stay, chances are we don't need to dust the baseboards again. So some things are once a month, some things are like once a week, just depending and as needed. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope that this was informative for you, and for those of you that asked on our last Airbnb video about going into more detail on how exactly we turn it over, I hope this helped to answer some of your questions and gave you some ideas. If there's anything else more specifically that you're looking for in the whole Airbnb process, whether it's the turnover or the bookings, just leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to get a video together for you guys as well. Our Airbnb property is something that we have really benefited from. We really enjoy the flexibility of it. It is more profitable than having a long-term rental. It is a little more hands-on as far as the cleaning and turnovers go, but the profit margin makes it worth it. And now that we have a friend that's going to be stepping up and helping us with the cleaning, it's really going to be very minimal on our part, other than just managing bookings and taking care of some of the homeowner side of things. But we are really happy with our Airbnb. Like I said, we're gonna be turning this townhouse that we're living in right now into one once we move into our new house. So we definitely believe in them and we are for them, and we hope to even add more in the future. But for today, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel, and we will see you guys on the next video. Bye.
What is